I have fallen down a deep, dark rabbit hole of this whole Ruby Frank story.
Me too. Me too. If you haven't already seen this story, it's a fascinating and horrific one, and there's a lot of perspectives and a lot of things to talk about. The thing that I want to talk to you about as a family law attorney is if you are separating from your spouse and you believe that they are abusive or you think they might be abusive, 5 different things you can do in your parenting plan, in your temporary parenting plan, to protect them. My name is Billy Tarasio. I'm an Arizona family law attorney. I own Modern Law, and I've been practicing family law for about 20 years. So there's a lot of, in a quick nutshell, Ruby Frank is a parent, a mom to 6 kids, and she's Mormon, and she has a YouTube channel called 8 Passengers with 2.3 million subscribers. And she has really controversial, harsh parenting philosophies that kind of take the natural consequences and the consequences movement way, way farther than most people would. But nothing I saw prior to now would indicate that CPS or DCFS would come in and take kids away. Now she's separated from her husband. She moved in with her business partner who also has crazy, weird philosophies. And her 12-year-old just escaped from the basement. And I say escaped because he had duct tape tied around his wrists and ankles. He went to a neighbor's house. He asked for water and he asked to call the police because he was scared. Police came. There, another little girl was in there as well as 2 other children. So mom is arrested and her crimes are pretty horrific. Like, that's obviously child abuse. Whereas some of her other things were like mean, but not child abuse. Like, she took Christmas away from her 2 youngest. That's mean, but it's not child abuse. Okay. Many people are calling for dad to be arrested too. That will depend on what dad actively participated in or saw. So as I said, just because they took away Christmas and they took away a bed of another kid, that is not going to rise to the level of abuse. It's probably still within a range of allowable parenting, which is a debate for another day. So if you are separating from a spouse who is abusive or could be abusive, like let's say you've been running interference for years and now you're separating and you don't have the ability to run interference, what can you do? Well, there's a few things that you can do. Number 1, I want you to get a parenting plan that gives you as frequent parenting time as possible. So normally I advocate for longer periods of parenting time because it cuts down on transitions and it's easier for kids to get into a routine. But if you are in this situation, I would recommend something like a 2-2-3, which is a horrible parenting plan, but it's going to get you if you have to do equal parenting time. So in Arizona, we almost always end up with equal parenting time until we have hard evidence of abuse. So a 2-2-3 will give you access to your children very frequently. Number 2, you want to build in phone contact, uninterrupted and unmonitored every day into your parenting plan. Number 3, you want to ask to go to parenting courses. You want to ask that the court order high conflict parenting courses. That is going to pull somebody out of their echo chamber. So this woman was getting all of this information from the LDS community. Not that all the LDS people are abusive at all, but certainly the people she was around were advocating for very harsh, very extreme parenting. So getting an order to get out of that and do some court-ordered parenting classes could be really, really good. You also want to ask for your children to see a therapist weekly. It's not unusual for children who are going through a divorce to need to see a therapist to work through that. You're going to give them another safe place to talk about what's going on. And then the last thing I want you to do is put in your parenting plan, no corporal punishment, or ask the judge to put in no corporal punishment and then explain why. Explain your concerns. So I've seen XYZ happen in the past. I wasn't okay with it. I'm not going to be there to interfere. I want an order for no corporal punishment. Judges will often do that. So those are 5 concrete ways that you can influence the situation as much as possible, because this is a dangerous time for you and your children. If you are going through a divorce and you are in Arizona and you need help, contact us at Modern Law. We can help you.